Hello, today I want to talk about reading questions for IELTS exam. And for today I've decided to talk about true, false, not given questions. And the tests have been chosen from Cambridge 18. As you know, when we are talking about true, false, not given questions, we know that they are in order. It means when we find the answer for the first one, the answer to the second one is just right after that. Maybe it could be other sentences or the next paragraph. Now we start answering the first one. Here we have a question and we also have a paragraph. The question is, urban farming can take place above or below ground. The first thing for these types of question is that you have to choose the keywords. For example, the keywords here are urban farming, take place above or below ground. You can pause the video and read this paragraph and then decide what is the right answer, whether it is true, not given, or false. Okay, we start answering this one. We start from the first sentence. It says, urban farming is not, of course, a new phenomenon. Inner city agriculture is booming from Shanghai to Detroit and Tokyo to Bangkok. Strawberries being grown in disguised shipping containers, mushrooms in underground car parks. So if you look at here, strawberries are being grown in disguised shipping containers. Disguised means something that is hidden, that is not clear to everyone to look at that. And mushrooms in underground parks. Again, the keyword underground shows that urban farming can take place below and above. How we can understand that it is above the ground, because in the previous paragraphs you will know that this kind of farming is common actually above the ground. So it is true because it is both above and below ground. Question number 9. Again, we read the question and we decide what the keywords are. Some of the equipment used in aeroponic farming can be made by hand. So it is the equipment can be made by hand. 2 keywords. Since we know that true, false, not given questions are in order, so to find the answer to this question, we go to other sentences. Let's read the next sentence. It says, the equipment weighs little, can be installed on almost any flat surface and is cheap to buy, roughly 100 to 150 euros per square meter. So here we can see about the size and we can see how it is installed, but actually it didn't say anything about whether it was made by hand or not. So it is a not given question. When it comes to not given questions, they are a little bit tricky. For instance, we have a lot of information, we have a lot of details, but actually no one of those information and no one of those details say anything about the answer to the question. So we can decide that it is a not given question. Now let's start with question number 10. Again, we decide what the keywords are. Urban farming relies more on electricity than some other types of farming. We say relies more on electricity. Again, to answer this question, we start from the next sentence. It says, it is cheap to run. It is cheap to run too, consuming a tiny fraction of electricity used by some techniques. So, something that we have here, a tiny fraction of electricity, is against something we saw on this question, relies more on electricity. So this is a kind of false question. I hope you have enjoyed this video.